More on the Colts. Let's send it over to Risha.
Thank you, Dana. Yes, our second to last installment of Rough Draft, and we bring in our ESPN NFL analyst John Ritchie and Leroy Glover. But first, before we get into the Colts, very quickly, a lot has obviously happened with regards to Santonio Holmes, traded to the Jets, facing a 4-game suspension. It's now been reported that he will have a 4-game suspension. Now the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette also saying that the team was ready to cut Santonio Holmes to begin with. John, let's just start with you. Your initial thoughts on all this.
If I'm a Jets fan, I'm excited, but I'm reserved in my excitement because, man, this guy, a 5th-round draft pick for someone of his talent, a guy who did what he did in the Super Bowl, that's quite a bargain for New York. There's stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about. We know about a lot of this stuff, but how bad is it in the locker room? You know, the demeanor, the stuff that's rubbing off on the younger guys.
Especially you're talking about a Super Bowl MVP from just 2 seasons ago, right?
Yeah, a Super Bowl MVP, a guy who is definitely a playmaker on the football field, can make all the grabs, is a big-time performer, but off the field issues are going to be a major concern, definitely nowadays in the NFL. It's still in the 5th round for the New York Jets. Like you said, they're going to be ecstatic about acquiring a guy like this, but you gotta be careful. Buyers beware.
It's like they're sending all these questionable moral guys to New York to play wide receiver. Last year was Braylon Edwards. You're like, wait, what's he gonna do in the Big Apple?
Right.
Now you got Santonio too. I mean, that could be a scary posse. Either way, good or bad.
They got Rex Ryan, so.
Yeah, well.
To maybe corral it all.
What's he going to do?
I know. All right, let's get to the team at hand that we were originally talking about, and that would be the Colts. And John, the Colts' biggest asset heading into the 2010 season.
Yeah, I hate to state the obvious here, but Peyton Manning, not only the best on his team, the best in the league, 4 times. That's a record. This guy, I think he can play until he's 45 years old. He never gets hit. He's so smart. He's going to play until he becomes a coach or a front office guy or president of the United States or something. I would vote for him. Just incredible knowledge. He makes everyone around him play more Manningly with the way that he plays and communicates. His receivers during that Super Bowl and his offensive line abandoned him. He lost that one, but I'll pick him every time for anything. And my wife wants his jersey, so I think that says something.
It was a duh question. I'm sorry, but you worked it so well.
Thank you.
Biggest weakness?
Biggest weakness. Obviously, we know the strength of the Indianapolis Colts offense. Peyton Manning, Reggie Wayne. The true weakness is the lack of a running game. This offense ranked dead last in the NFL in rushing offense and second to last in average yards per carry. And I think the true weakness is both offensive guards. These 2 guys really lack the ability to sustain blocks, to get up on the second level and cut off linebackers and open up running lanes for Joseph Adai and company in the backfield.
How about the best draft choice for the Colts over their last 5 years? Yeah,
another steal for general manager Bill Polian. He stole a guy by the name of Antoine Bethea from Howard University at free safety. This kid can flat out play. He's a 4-year starter, and 2 of those 4 years, he's made the Pro Bowl. I think as you saw the absence of Bob Sanders, he's really come in and filled the leadership void in the Colts secondary. He's got all the ability to be a top flight free safety. He's got the range, he's got the leadership ability, and he will hit people. I love that draft pick in the 6th round by the Colts.
Worst pick, John?
Dante Hughes, cornerback from Cal. In 2007. They had huge plans for this guy. He was the Lott Award winner in 2006. Came in, he couldn't win that nickel spot. He got cut after his 3rd training camp, got picked up by the Chargers, and played in only 1 game last year. Now, to be fair, he played in 25 games thus far in his career, has 37 tackles. He does have a pick. It's just hard to find mistakes in Bill Polian's draft. But realistically, Dante Hughes is the least great of his draft picks.
I was about to say, should there be an asterisk next to that since he went to Cal and you went to Stanford?
Maybe there's some animosity.
I'm just pointing that out.
Blinded by that.
You know, possibly. John, who would you take? They've got the 31st pick. Who should they take?
I really like this Jared Odrick from Penn State. He's a D tackle. He's got the versatility to play D end and D tackle in the league. I think he can fit into that swingman role from that recently departed Raheem Brock was playing. He's really strong. He's really long, and he plays very sudden football on the field. Polian has a history of taking skill players in the early rounds, but I think this year we're going to see a change there because they really need depth and skill on that D line. It's unusual for a team that's this good to draft for need, but at this stage, his versatility and his quickness will fit right into that scheme right away.
Leroy?
Yeah, I think when you're talking about Bill Polian, he's a guy that very rarely drafts for need. He typically drafts the best player on the board. And the guy that I see as the best player on the board at the number 31 pick is going to be Marquise Pouncey, offensive guard and center, University of Florida. This guy has started 40 games in his college career at the University of Florida. It shows his durability and it shows his true toughness. He's played against top SEC competition on the interior line from guys like the University of Alabama, the University of Tennessee, and a lot of that competition will translate into his ability to play both offensive center and offensive guard in the NFL.
All right, let's take a look at how their season will change in this upcoming year. Of course, they finished 14 and a controversial 2, and were runner-up in the Super Bowl. How does the win-loss change for the Colts this season?
Well, when I look at last season, I think we all know that they intentionally lost those last 2 games. So I'm going to treat this for this purpose that they were 16-0. So I'm going to say they go -2 and they end up 14-2 again. Their schedule never looks tough when you're the Colts. And I can tell you, playing against these guys, you see them on the calendar and you dread it because they're just a churning win machine of precision.
Leroy?
Wow, churning machine of precision.
He finds those words. He tries to channel his inner Tom
Rinaldi.
I like it,
but I do see the Colts -1. Obviously, they have the weapons offensively. They've got the pass rushing defensive ends in Freeney and Mathis as well. But late in the season, like you talk about, they're giving games away. It's hard for me to put the pressure on the Colts to go 16-0 again. They've got Manning. They've got Reggie Wayne. They've got Dallas Clark. They have the talents. I do see some question marks on that offensive line, not from a pass blocking standpoint, but their ability to run the football. I got to go -1 for the Colts.
Okay, so you're going 13-3, or 13-3?
13-3.
13-3. All right, Leroy Glover, John Ritchie, always a pleasure. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Straight ahead, a day for Diamondbacks pitcher Edwin Jackson. Not only did he get his first win for his new team, he also hit his first home run of his career. He joins us to talk about it next. Also, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is getting ready to sit down with Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. This following reports he will not be charged for his alleged sexual assault. What should the commissioner do? That's going to be debated in Third Down.